morning. Welcome to Good Morning East Africa. My name is Felix, Aloice, Rajwai. And today, allow me to talk with you about something very important. Something very vital. This is a disease that is killing us, killing our family, killing our friendship, killing our workplaces, killing our ambition. Yes, depression. World Health Organization estimates that over 300 million people are affected by depression, a condition which is linked to suicides of over 800,000. Yes, 800,000 people die each year because of depression. Thereby, it has ranked it as the second largest leading cause of death among youth in the age gap of 15 and 29. But again, I'll tell you, it also affects people above 29 to even bigger age. Depression. What is this depression? Depression is a mental illness that is one of the most common health problems for young people in Africa and the world in general. Many different factors in life circumstances can contribute to anxiety and depression in a young person, and even you who consider yourself to be very old. Depression is one of the major risk factors for suicide and self-harm. It's more than just a feeling of being down in the dumps or blue for a few days. The feeling does not go away very easily. They persist and interfere with our daily activities. It is also one of the part of the bipolar disorder. I know you might ask me, what is bipolar disorder? Bipolar disorder is also known as a depressive illness, a manic depressive illness that affects the brain and causes unusual shifts of mood, energy, activity, and ability to carry out our daily activities. I think I can just give you a very small example. Very small example. You have a friend who's used to coming to your office or coming to your workplace or in class, and he's always very cheerful. Or she's very cheerful. When he comes in, she says hi, shake your hand and all that. But one day, she comes into class or that office or that place that you always meet, and she doesn't do the same. She's weird. She's like freaked, or he's like freaked. He cannot even do anything. That is what you call a bipolar disorder. Now, the experience, this makes a person experience different periods of unusual intense emotion and changes, maybe even in eating, the way of eating, even sleeping. You either sleep too much or you have a sleepless night. And even the activity levels and usual behaviors. You know how somebody behaves and then he changes the way he behaves and all that. These distinct periods are called mood episodes, and mood episodes are drastically different from the moods and behaviors that are typically for the person. Extreme changes in energy, activity, and sleep go along with mood episodes. You find somebody just changes the way he behaves or the way he does his or her things, and you wonder what's going on. This is all about depression. So maybe we can just figure out what are some of the symptoms before you find the causes. Maybe you can figure out the symptoms of depression. Symptoms, you have sadness. Somebody is too sad, and when you ask the person what's wrong, saying nothing, I'm okay. There's some of the symptoms of depression. Loss of interest or pleasure in activities you used to do. You just lose that interest. That you feel like you're not able to do them anymore. You're not able to you don't have that mood. You don't have that interest of doing them, those daily things that you do. We have energy loss. You feel weak. You feel like you cannot do the things with, that you're eager and doing it with zeal and all that. You can do it because you have some energy loss. You have feeling of unworthiness. You feel like you're not worthy to be doing some stuff in society. You're not worthy to stand in front of your children and give them an advice. You're not worthy to even do a certain job. You're not worthy to be considered as a role model or a mentor. You're not worthy to be quoted as one of the brilliant guys of people around. And you even have thoughts of death. Yeah, thoughts of death and suicide. You feel like you don't need to be living anymore. You feel like you don't need to be existing in this world. You feel like you just need to get out and make people free. Who told you when you kill yourself or commit suicide, you're going to make people feel free? No, of course, it brings another distraction and it brings another anxieties in families. So you have that option that you feel like when you just leave the place or leave the society, people will be okay. And then you have poor performance in school. Poor performance in school, these are some of the symptoms that you find. Somebody was very bright in school, doing things so well. He or she was a brilliant student in school, and then start dropping in terms of performance and all that. Another thing is withdrawal of friends and activities. You start withdrawing friends. You're like, come on, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't want you. And even when you try to ask for why or the reason why you're having all this, you can't even explain. It's all because of depression. You even lack, you have anger and rage every now and then. You find yourself like, small things that just make you feel like you want to fight. You are distracted with little things in life, very little. Just even when somebody tries to crack a joke with you, you're there holding his or her tie or his neck. You want to beat the person. Sometimes you're feeling like you're being unable to satisfy ideals. You feel like you are not able to do things on the way they should be done. You feel like you're not able to do things in a correct way the way should be done. Another thing is substance abuse. House abuse, I mean by you start using drugs. You have alcohol, you have cigarette, you start chewing a lot of cat, or maybe taking cocaine and other drugs, and you think like they will help you. They won't help you. They won't help you. They're just destroying you. These are symptoms of depression. Another one, you start having problems with authorities. You know, we have laws and orders around. You have laws that govern us, but you just feel like you're above the law. You feel like you're above the law. And another one, maybe just to finish up, you lack concentration. Have you ever talked to somebody for like 30 minutes? And then when you ask the guy, have you understood? He's like, huh? Or do you just say? Yeah, that's a symptom of depression. Now, please allow me to talk about the causes that things that causes depression. One, you might have undergone through a very severe life experience, very severe, something that hurted you. Maybe you lost one of your beloved ones. Maybe you lost your job. You were sacked. Maybe somebody hurt you, somebody that you didn't even want them to hurt you. Somebody made you feel like you were crushed inside, even in your heart, crushed in emotion, crushed in your life. You feel like you cannot exceed, you cannot do something better. Yeah, such things, they can cause what you call depression. Another thing is genetic. Maybe your family, there's one person who was too much stressed up and calm, somebody who used to think so much, and maybe you genetically inherited it, but it's not really fully proven, but at some point, some percentage, there's some genetic that causes depression. We have psychological and biochemical factors. Yeah, psychological, maybe you went to a place, you are like, let me talk of, you are taken to prison, or somewhere that you are psychologically affected. So when you get to the first place, you feel like you are depressed and all that. But the last one that I want us to tackle so much is the social and environmental factors. Social things that surround you. And here I will try to measure on things that are realistic in our life, very realistic in our life. One, when you talk about social things that are surrounding us, let me first take you to family. It is a responsibility of the family to ensure that the things that you speak to your children, the people around you as a family, the things that you speak to each other, or you tell that you tell each other, at least motivate someone. Yes, socially. Have you ever been in a family that your mom is very harsh, your abo or your papa is very harsh, and they never tell you something good? All they look for is negative. They tell you negative. They compliment you with negative things, from education to your workplace, to your social life, to the way you dress, to the way you talk. They just negative about you. Yeah, this is a pivotal factor that causes depression. Somebody feels that he or she is depressed because he feels like if my own parents or my own family cannot support me, if they cannot support the things that I do, if they cannot give me a good advice, if they cannot tell me the way forward, they're always looking for things to press me down, then how will the world accept me? How will the people around there accept me? How will my neighbors or my friends accept me? So this one causes a lot of depression. Yeah. Another thing is in terms of money. Yeah, money. Maybe you feel like you're not too wealthy enough to raise a family. Mostly, this one affects either the woman or the man. It causes depression because you try to compare your family and other families, and you're like, that other family is okay, the husband is able to provide, the wife is providing, but here in my family, I can't even provide 2 meals a day. Maybe you survive with only $2 a day, and the family needs a lot, and you can't be able to provide that. So it causes depression, and that's why you find most of the parents and most of the people, they escape from responsibilities, or even they leave the children in the street and make them to be street children because they're depressed in a way that they feel they're not worthy enough to be having that family. Now, let me take you out of family and now go to maybe school. This one affects mostly the teenagers and those youth who are still in school, in colleges and university. You find after dropping in educational and school, there's no one who is there to support you. And people around you, they are laughing. You're becoming a laughing stock each and every day. They're like, you can't make it. I told you are just a dumb person around. You cannot try to do this. So you feel depressed. Like, you need someone to encourage you. You need someone to make you understand that you can make things come to reality, that you can make things work, that you can make things, that's all you need. Or maybe also socially, there must be things that you are undergoing which are so intimate about your life. And the moment you try to talk to people or you try to tell people about it, no one cares. No one cares. For real, this one is affecting a lot. Many people are saying, why are young ones committing suicide? Why are the youths and the teenagers committing suicide and going into drugs and all that? It's all because we have not given them a chance to express themselves. We are not giving them even a chance to listen to them. Listening is very important. We've not given them a chance to tell us exactly how they are feeling about the things which are surrounding them. We've not given them a chance. In most of the cases, I think you've heard on the news that most of the colleges, students have been committing suicide and they're leaving a note saying that people are not there for me. Let me just give you a very simple example. Sorry, I'll have to quote this from Kenya. In Kenya, police are investigating an authenticity of a suicide letter alleged written by a university student. The 2-page letter allegedly written by a student of Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology is addressed to parents and peers. Masinde Muliro University is in Kenya, in the western part of Kenya. In the letter, which made rounds on social media, the author said nobody was willing to help him deal with his many problems. Before I continue, nobody was willing, which means he contacted the parents, he contacted his close friends, he contacted people whom he believed that they can help him, but they all ended up not helping. This causes depression. This is what the letter said. And I quote, "It is with deep sorrow that I have decided to do what I want to do. It has been a long, tireless struggle with no help from people. Since I joined this institution, no one has seen the importance of helping me." You see how he has started? The author says that he has become a burden to people to a point that nobody answers his calls. Come on, let me talk to you people who say that you are friends to somebody. Are you really friends? Or are you just friends when this someone is happy? Or are you just friends because this person has money or is working in a very good job? If you are a friend, you should be a friend with this person depending on the situation. It doesn't matter if he's rich, if he has money, if he doesn't have money, if he's sick. You should always be there for this person. Let me just give you a quote of what he said. I quote this: "I have now seen it important to commit suicide and leave you in peace. I know such a decision will be painful to me, but all in all, don't worry because you never cared for me." Exactly. Why are we too much, very fast to accept calls of being invited to a party, calls of congratulations, calls of how are you and how are you doing it, but we're not able to accept calls of helping somebody who is in need? Depression is very, 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 very vital, and it's killing the youth generation. You've seen in other families people stabbing each other because of simple things, simple things that they can just go, sit down, talk about it, but we are never there to listen to them. If a young person is self-harming or talking about suicide, it's important that they talk with close and trusted people in their lives, such as family and friends. Close and trusted. Mark these words: close and trusted. Not just any other person. But now what happens, what makes the person now commit suicide is when these close and trusted people in the family and in society don't show any concern. It's very painful. It's very painful. Allow me to talk of some of the effective ways of treating or trying to tackle depression. One, you should provide people with an opportunity to explore events and feelings that are painful or troubling to them. This is what we call a psychotherapy. Also teaches them coping skill. Provide an opportunity. If you see somebody is distracted and all that and having the symptoms that I just mentioned earlier, try to provide opportunity for them to speak it out. Let me just give you an example of a certain video that I saw. There's a company in the United States, I believe so, that they have opened a place where when you're distracted and depression, they're provided places where you can come and damage things, release that anger. Yeah, they did that. Please have a look.
This is the Anger Room, a new Dallas business where people pay to turn their frustration into destruction, one swing at a time. For $25, customers are given 5 minutes and a baseball bat to demolish everything in sight. The premise? Allow people to pummel away their problems, pay more money, and get more time in the room, and more objects to destroy. Suksan Litasek came to the Anger Room with a lot of stress.
I've had a hard time dealing with people growing up. It's just, a lot of racism, a lot of exclusion.
So the 26-year-old MBA student from Fort Worth started swinging. 5 minutes and a room of debris later.
I think it was therapeutic. Hey, I feel better than when I came in here.
You'll put on your coveralls.
That's exactly what Donna Alexander likes to hear. She opened the Anger Room last December as a way to help people deal with life's frustrations. She came up with the idea when she was a teenager surrounded by violence.
Did you just see that? Yeah, they're providing a place where when you are depressed and having that anger, you go and destroy things, all those around. And some people are saying that after they have done all that, when they come out, they feel like they are free. It's because it's what we call psychotherapy. You at least psychology, you make your psychology to be straight and forward and thinking so well. Another one I can talk about is behavioral therapy. Behavioral therapy is by trying to complement the things that people do. Even if you're struggling, try to motivate one another. Tell the other person, you know what? You can make it. You can come out of this. You can make it. There's nothing too hard for you. When you do that, you make the person feel like he's still or she's still energized to do things in life. Another one is interpersonal therapy, where it focuses on how to develop healthy relationship at home and at school. Teach them. What is the way forward of tackling some things when you're with people or not with people? And the other one is medication. Medication, it relieves some symptoms of depression and is often prescribed along with therapy. Medication, we have some drugs that you can take that maybe they try to release the stresses, the depression. I call them anti-depression drugs, which are very, 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 very important in our life. Now, this is the way I should maybe recommend how you can help tackle suicidal cases in people. Offer help and listen. To be very sincere, please, parents, families, elders of the community, don't distance yourself from people undergoing troubles in life. Don't distance yourself from people who are under threat in their life. Please offer help and listen to them. And I'm saying listen. Don't try every now and then criticizing them. When they talk, no, you did it. No, no, no. Listen to them because they want a platform to express their feelings. Listen to them. Have time. The problem with, sorry to say, parents nowadays, they're very busy. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you come back in the evening, you have your dinner, you go to sleep. You haven't even asked your peer, you haven't asked your friend, you haven't even asked your young one, you haven't asked your child, how was your day, what problem are you undergoing? So they die deeply themselves, they try to tackle themselves, which causes suicide. Another one, you should trust the instincts of those people. Sometimes it seems that the situation may be so serious and seeks prompt help, and it can even break confidence if necessary in order to save a life. Please, take it as a serious thing. When you see somebody is in depression, please stop laughing with them. Stop making like a joke. Take it serious. Sit with them. Listen to them. Take it like a do or die thing. Yeah, that's the way forward. Another one, pay attention to talk about suicide. You know, you have people who have, like the person who wrote this letter. If you find him, tell them suicide. About suicide, tell them suicide is good. Yes, it's good in your own way, or the way you are thinking is good, like you live. But on the other side of the coin, it's not good. Because people think that there's only one way of tackling issues. That there's only one way of finding an answer. There's always a plan B, and maybe the plan B is better than A. So let's provide this platform. Let's provide this platform and pay attention to these people. And maybe the last one I can say is seek professional help. The professional help I told you, we have people whom are specialized we have psychologists, we have therapists, that they can offer mental health professional. And these people are their experience, and they help in depressed people, and also alert key adults in teens' life, and family and friends and teachers. We have people going through stress, people who are in trouble, and they need professional. Because some people, when you tell them your problems, they start now mimicking and talking about them outside there in another world, which is not good. My last advice that I can just give this now, my personal, very personal these days. Everyone has a life. Everyone has a life, and there's nothing too hard in life. Nothing too hard in life. Nothing at all. Because from the time you are born to this time that you're here, it's not in vain. You have a purpose to accomplish. And the purpose is not by giving up. The purpose is not by committing suicide. Purpose is not by trying to get out of your responsibility. Purpose is not by trying to stab each other to solve things in life. Purpose is not by leaving people hungry because you think that's the only way you can solve the situation in life. No. The purpose is for you to achieve your destiny. And you can't achieve your destiny alone. Find somebody to talk to. Everyone, and mostly men. Hey, men, let me talk to you. You pretend to be so strong and too strong that I'm a man, I can handle this. Come on, talk. Ladies talk. Ladies share their problems. They share their problems. They advise each other, even if some laugh at each other, but at the end, at least they have shared. Somebody said, bringing it out, talking it out is one way of relieving, is one way of healing. Men, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Talk. Don't die with your problems. Talk. You only say that I'm a man, I can handle it. Okay, who said that? And that's why Allah, who is God, brought us together. We have a great community around us. He brought and he said, be like a brother's keeper. Because we need to share these things. Let us talk. Let us be open. And please also check the cycle you are in. Because some cycle will influence you. There's a cycle that will make you even lose your sight. That is your personal sight. There are people who will make you lose what you need to do in future. Yes. Many of the things I've said, and I hope you have found something very important in life that you can maybe take it down, go with it at home, or maybe you can start talking about this. Please, let's all join together and fight this depression. Thank you for your time. My name is Felix, Aloice Rajwai. Until next time, inshallah.